What investments do we own? Is one of the most common questions that we get asked, especially after someone's watched one of our YouTube videos or read our email newsletter, which is now read by over 50,000 doctors. But asking what investments do you own is the wrong question. And in today's YouTube video, I'm going to show you 5 questions that you should be asking instead of what investments do you own. But what is the problem with asking what investments do you own? Well, it's analogous to skipping the years of training in basic sciences and anatomy that you had at medical school. That initial training forms the bedrock of your knowledge and your decision making during your entire career. And instead, us telling you what do we own is like us telling you the answers to the final exams. You could skip the whole of medical school. We tell you the answers to the final exam. Yes, you'll pass the final medical exam because we told you the answer. But you will fail the ultimate test, which is of being a good doctor. And in investing, the test that you'll fail if you only ask what investments do we own is the first time the market goes down, you'll panic. And if you panic, you'll be panicking because you don't understand why you hold the investments you do. And most likely you'll watch another random YouTube video when that first strategy starts to fail, and then you end up copying another strategy. And this behavior will destroy your investing returns. So instead of asking us what to buy, here's 5 questions you should ask instead. And if you're still watching after that fairly punchy intro and you want more of this, maybe with some less tough love, then hit the like button and subscribe button. And as ever, we'll do our best to answer questions in the comments, unless it's what investments do you own? First up, if you haven't seen our other videos on 5 investing mistakes that people make, then I'm just going to quickly recap why behavior is so important. And this chart here shows you why behavior is important because it compares the investing performance of several different hypothetical investors. So investor number 1, fully invested. They invest £10,000 in January 1995 in the S&P 500, just as an example. By December 31st, 2014, they would have had £65,453 if they'd just done nothing. They didn't get distracted, they didn't buy, they didn't sell, they did absolutely nothing. The next line on the bar chart, which says missed the 10 best days, shows an investor that again invested £10,000 into the S&P 500 in January 1995. But this investor wasn't quite sure about their investing philosophy, didn't quite understand why they bought the investments. Maybe they bought it because of a random YouTube video that they watched. They skipped the basic understanding of investment and they missed the 10 best days during that time period. Well, this behavior, missing those 10 best days by not understanding what they're invested in, has cost them a tremendous amount of money. And if we extrapolate this right down to missing the 60 best days, I don't even want to talk about the bottom right hand corner of that graph, but that is a really common mistake that we often see. Instead of asking us what investments do we own, here's 5 questions that you should ask yourself instead. Number 1, what is your investment plan and your investment philosophy? Your investment philosophy is, in my opinion, the most important step in the whole investing process. And it's the one that's most often skipped by investors that are doing it themselves. Do you believe that actively managed investments that try to outperform the market are best? Or do you believe low-cost passive funds that simply track the market give you the best chance at success in the long term? And if you've watched any of our other videos, you might be surprised what the evidence shows you there. What is your investing plan? Are your goals short-term, like paying school fees, or long-term, for example, building up funds to allow travel in later life, to retire early, and maybe reach financial freedom? The answers to these questions will guide what you do in step 2. So step 2 is to think about your asset allocation, your attitude to risk, your capacity for risk, and your need for risk. Getting the risk right is really, really important. So what investments do you buy and in what percentages is vital to get right? Are you going to buy bonds? If so, why? And in what percentage to your equities or your shares? What is your own personal risk tolerance and your risk capacity? And there's a really important distinction between risk tolerance and risk capacity. So make sure that you understand that before you get started. Next step will be, what tax advantage accounts should you use? It is perfectly possible to pay zero tax on your investments. In fact, it's possible that the government will actually give you tax relief on investments you make. This is the government effectively contributing to your investment pots. But you'll need to understand how to do this and what's right for you in your specific circumstances. It's likely that it'll be a blend of pensions, ISAs, LISAs, maybe in VCT and EIS, but it depends on your investment plan, which is what we're forming right now. Next question would be to think about what is the best platform. If you're going to manage your own investments, and since you're still watching this video, you're obviously interested in doing so, you'll need a platform to keep them on. The truth is, most platforms are pretty good these days, but there are a few that excel in different circumstances. For example, we use a platform that charges zero fees to hold our kids' junior ISAs, but we hold our own ISAs on a different platform because the platform that's free for our kids is quite expensive for our adult ISAs. Step 5 is the actual question: what investments to buy? And after you've been through this formulaic process, you won't need us to tell you what to buy. You'll know what to buy. You'll pass the investing exam and you'll pass the investing test. But there's still traps to catch the unwary here as well. So I would always encourage you to go through this process at each stage, take your time, get good quality education on your investments. And if you can do that, you should set yourself up for a lifetime of investing success. I've put some links in the comments for our favorite resources to learn about investing. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, if you like this, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And we'll see you all on the next video.